Hey there, my name is Keith, and I invented this instrument called the Glide. And today I'm going to talk about how to play drum mode. So this is kind of the first drum mode lesson. First of all, getting into drum mode, whenever you boot up the Glide, it's just in regular old melody mode. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and connected to my synthesizer. I've just got an old MacBook Air that is running GarageBand, and I've set it to a drum set, one of the standard drum sets that are on there, and I've connected it over Bluetooth. So, and if you want to know how to do that, there are several other videos talking about connecting to a synthesizer over Bluetooth or over USB MIDI. So I've connected to Bluetooth, and then the way to get into drum mode is you're going to take the coughing controller here, you're going to turn it upside down, and then you're going to hold down the thumbstick button, like the thumb button, and then hit that function button. And now it is in drum mode. One thing you want to be aware of on some synthesizers, they only will acknowledge drums on channel 10, and the way to change channels on the Glide is to take the thumbstick, hold the thumbstick back, and then hit the function button. Every time you hit the function button, it's going to change channel. So it starts out in channel 1, and again 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it'll scroll through 1 through 16. On the MacBook and a lot of synthesizers, they don't really care what channel you're playing on. All right, so how does drum mode work? Well, you have 4 buttons over here in this hand in the traffic light, and these buttons are, the top button is bass drum, the middle button is snare drum, the bottom button is cymbals, plural, and I'll talk about that in a minute, and then the thumb button is tom drums, plural. And then over in the coughing controller, you've got this button, which registers hits that go this way, and then the top button, which registers hits that go this way. So if you are right-handed like me, you're probably going to want to hold the coughing controller in your right hand. Like, think about it. Think about like an egg shaker. Like, what hand are you more comfortable with an egg shaker? And for me, it's my right hand, since I'm right-handed. So anyway, the reason why I say that's important about the direction and about what hand you are is if you are right-handed and you're holding this in your right hand, the thumb button is going to register hits that go this way, and then the top button is going to register hits that go this way. If you're playing it the other way around, now the top button is going to register hits that way, and the bottom button is going to register hits that way. So it's just kind of something to kind of keep in mind. All right, so like I said, kick drum, snare drum, cymbals, plural, toms, plural, hit this way, hit that way. So the way that you make a sound is that you're going to hold down the button. I'm holding down the button to do hits this way. And then I will hold down the kick drum, and check it out. And you can hit it softer or louder. And if you hold down both buttons, it'll register both directions. So, and just like with an egg shaker, if you have kind of a loose wrist while you're doing this, you'll get this sort of whipping effect, which will result in like a swing pattern. I'll talk more about that in a minute. For now, let's try an extremely simple drum beat. So I'm going to hold down, for me, for right-handers, I'm going to hold down that thumb button, and I'm going to just alternate between kick and snare. So I got kick, snare, kick, kick, snare, kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. And you can speed it up, or you can slow it down. Like that. All right, so that is the basics of how you play this. Now let's talk about the cymbals. I said cymbals plural, and the reason why is because that cymbal button actually does 4 different kinds of cymbals, and it depends on the angle that I've got this. So check it out. This is closed hi-hat, and then open hi-hat, ride cymbal, and then crash cymbal. And all of these are velocity sensitive. So then if I do like a soft crash cymbal with this synthesizer, it almost sounds like not a crash cymbal, but like that. And then the same thing happens with toms. So I've got that button on the back. And you can see the transition angles if I do it slowly. There we go. There's the next one. Finally got one. All right. So tom, cymbals, you got kick drum, bass drum, kick drum, snare drum. And then one other little secret is that with the thumbstick, if you hold the thumbstick back, it turns the snare drum into a side stick. So snare drum, and then so you can do like bossa nova beats and things like that. All right, and that is everything. So let's try to do a basic beat using the cymbal. Also we're going to keep the angle kind of flat so that the hi-hat is closed, and then I'm going to do that same beat I did before, but now with the hi-hats. So I got kick, snare, kick, kick, snare. Here we go. I can play louder, or I can play softer. I can slow it down, and I can speed it up. Like that. All right, and then once you get comfortable with that, then you want to start doing both of these buttons so that it'll register forward and back hits. Playing around with this. Then you can add in some hi-hat. And then add some toms and some cymbals. So with me, whenever I play with both of the buttons down in this hand, I kind of get a sort of a natural swing going. So, but you can get a straighter eighth note sound if you kind of stiffen up the wrist. I tend to kind of change the angle a little bit, kind of more side to side. Like that. And basically you can just play around with this however you want to. It's pretty fun to play in. I found myself doing more kind of just recreational glide playing these last few weeks than I ever have before, I think. So anyway, I hope you enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer them. Thank you very much.